In this video, we're demonstrating a new feature that uses groups, kind of like the way we've worked with plates, where you can do a text merge or serialization into several groups on the same plate. And we'll talk about how that works and why. So as an example of this, we'll start here, File, New. For this example, we're going to use an 8 by 8 workspace and material with no grid. So here's our 8 by 8 workspace. So if we have a small work area and we have something large like a paddle that we have to engrave on, and the handle has to stick way off the table, to get more paddles on there, we need to have some upside down. So what that would look like is we'll have text for our serialization. And then in this example, we're also going to do a QR code. So before I make the QR code, just to make this go a little faster, I could do these individually, but it's quicker to do it this way. I'm going to go to the text properties dialog, and I'm going to give it a group flag, which in this case is serial. We're going to do serialization for this. So I say OK. So now I'm going to duplicate this, and before I convert it to a QR code, we look, and it's also set for a serial. That's why we did it that way, so I didn't have to do it twice. Make this one a QR code. And we can add anything we want to. So if I say File, Import, I could go in and grab a logo. Put a logo here somewhere. Let's do this. Okay. Then I'm going to group this. So I can go up here to Object and Group, or use the G hotkey, make a group out of it. Now before I duplicate this, I'm going to go into the group properties, and you see that it says serialization. Yes, I have a couple of objects here flagged for serialization. So we need to give it a group name, meaning that every group that has this same name is going to function like a separate plate. So we'll show what that means. So I'm going to do a group serial test. All right, then I'm going to take this group and duplicate it. So we put that down here. Center those up just because that bugs me. Then I'll duplicate this. Now these need to be upside down because the paddles are going to be upside down with the handle sticking out the other way. So to do that, I go into Object Properties and I mirror horizontal and I mirror vertically. Now they're upside down. If I look at any one of these in its group properties, it is a group serial test. Another thing that I'll show you real quick, if we go into wireframe mode, we can see what's in the QR codes, and you notice even the QR codes that are upside down in wireframe mode, they read right side up. That's a feature, not a bug. Now let's create some other groups. So I'm going to have another group, and for this one, let's do this one as a text merge. Well, no, I'm going to do this as a serialization as well, just because I want you to see how this works. So I'm going to move this one over here. We'll make this one data matrix. I need to group it, so I'm going to use the G hotkey. Then I need to give it a name. I'm going to give it a different name than the other one. So the other one was serial. The other one was group serial test. This one will name 2. Okay, then I duplicate it. We check it. It's got the same name as that one. All right, so now if I select this group and I do a serialization, it's going to only serialize the ones that have the same group name. So this will watch what that does here. We're going to do a serialization, quantity of, let's say we'll do 8, and a start number of 001. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4. If I wireframe this, we see that the QR codes did the same thing. We also see that these groups down here were left alone because they're a different group name. And I have 2 masters. So if I do a page down, I can see the second page. So now we're on our second master, and we see that we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's go back page up to this one. Now I can do this one. Go up here to text, serialization. It remembers our last serial number because we're in the same job. So it's a little weird we're doing it this way, but it demonstrates how the groups work better than another way of doing this. So we'll do a quantity of 4, and we'll say OK. So now these, if I wireframe this, 9 and 10, do a page down, and we have 11 and 12. So these only performed on the groups of the same name. So this is a way of being able to do kind of like you have multiple plates. The only reason you would really do this as one plate is if you have to have something like this where 2 of them are upside down. There's no way for us to be able to flow through and have this generate cleanly if we're going to have some plates right side up and some upside down, because we don't know which ones are supposed to be which. And this is how we figured out how to do this. Text merge would work the same way. It would just be text merge instead of serialization. So you would come into text, and you, instead of having serialization highlighted here, you would have text merge, and text merge extend would be available, and you would use that. All right, that's that. Thanks for watching.